We'll go straight to the Midwest where we have Houston and Miami in the first matchup. We all saw what Houston did in the second half against Auburn. There are health questions with the Cougars right now. Jamal Shedd, Marcus Sasser. One thing I do not question, RC, the toughness of this Miami Hurricanes team. What do you make of this?
They're going to show up and they're going to play. I mean, that's just I don't even listen to the injury report or any of that anymore. They're gonna. I thought Marcus Sasser was done for the second round, and then he just comes out and like I said, they're just as tough as any team in the league. But I like this Miami team, and they come at you in waves, and I think there's more time for No Chad Omier to get healthy. And it's just not going to be an easy game because they got multiple guys that can attack you off the bounce and do so many different things. I think that's what makes this team so dangerous. So, Houston I had concerns about Houston coming in, and because I didn't think they were playing well even in conference tournament. And Miami's a team that I just feel like they're different. That Miami forces you to score, no matter what you do. You got to be prepared to score. Like Miami's going to put up damn near 80 points. And and that's just the pace they're going to play at. They got so many weight guards that can attack you. So now I do think Houston can pound the hell out of them on the glass, and I think Houston maybe wins a close one. But that just depends if Sasser and Shad are compromised a little, they'll get exposed a little bit this game because the guard play of Miami is elite.
Today's episode is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to play college basketball pick'em, where you can get a little extra sweat during March Madness and win real cash prizes simply by picking player stats in this weekend's games. In Pick'em, all you do is predict whether a player will go higher or lower on Underdog's projected totals, whether that's points, rebounds, whatever. For example, if you're like me and you think Zach Edey is going to go nuts in this tournament, pick higher on his points projection, add up to 4 more picks, and if you hit them all, you can win 20 times your money on a single game. Underdog's slick mobile app is easy enough that dummies like Jeff Goodman have even figured it out. So go to UnderdogFantasy.com or download the app and use the code FIELD, F-I-E-L-D, and Underdog will match your deposit up to $100. Now is the time to get in on the madness. So remember, UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code FIELD.
McCall?
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at it too, the matchup with Sasser and Wong. I mean, you're talking about two of the best guards in the country. But I go back even to the first round. Miami scores a lot of points, and they only scored 63 versus Drake. And you look at Houston's defensive numbers throughout the course of the season, I think they held teams to 56 points per game. Miami's got to score, and I know I'm like stating the obvious, but in order for Miami to advance in this game, they've got to score. Now they bounce back and score 85 versus Indiana. So
and some of that was Wong. He was god awful game.
He was not great. He was not great. So, I just think again we're talking about kind of conflicting styles, in terms of the other games. I mean, this is the same thing. If Houston buckles down and gets stops like they've done all year, they held Auburn to 64 points, Northern Kentucky to 52. Their defense all year has been outstanding. And I just got to go back to that first round game for Miami. They bounced back in the second round, scoring so many points against Indiana. But, man, I just think Houston's defense has been too good this year. I don't see them losing this game to Miami. I don't.
Yeah, the one thing that did give me hope for Miami in this matchup was just I thought the way they made that late run against Indiana had nothing to do with shot making. And I don't mean like that's a bad thing that Miami has elite shot makers. It was just we are killing you on the glass. And that's hard to do, in my opinion, on Trace Jackson Davis and Race Thompson. Like those two guys have held their own, physically imposing at times in the Big Ten. Say what you want about the Big Ten, but Miami's not the team I expected that to happen with. They had 20 offensive rebounds. Houston is a team that I expect that to happen with. So if there's anyone who can go toe-to-toe with it, maybe it gives me hope this is a more competitive game, but with the way Houston looked in that second half, I think you guys are right. I'd be surprised if the Cougars do not emerge victorious